consciousness of trees, the silence that remembers. When a person steps into a forest and pauses for a moment, something subtle often shifts. The wind softens, sounds deepen, and the space begins to feel more alive, more present. This feeling is not merely imagination. A forest is truly a living field of consciousness, slow, deep, and interconnected in a way that does not move according to human time. A tree does not perceive the world the way humans do. It has no eyes to track movement, no ears to hear sound. Its perception is whole-bodied. Every leaf senses light. Every cell responds to moisture, temperature, and the vibrations of the earth. Its roots function like a vast nervous system spread through the soil, touching stones, fungi, and the roots of other trees, forming a quiet network of communication we might call the underground consciousness of the forest. When one tree experiences stress, drought, disease, or insect attack, it sends chemical signals through this network. Other trees respond. They strengthen their defenses or redirect nutrients to where they are most needed. From the perspective of consciousness, this resembles what happens in the human body when one cell is injured and the entire organism responds to protect it. A forest, then, is not a collection of separate trees, but one vast organism with thousands of trunks serving as its pillars. One of the greatest mysteries of trees is their ability to wait. A tree does not live in the accelerated rhythm of instant reaction. It lives in the rhythm of seasons. When autumn arrives, the tree consciously withdraws nutrients from its leaves back into the trunk and roots. It lets the leaves fall, not because it is losing strength, but because it is preparing for the stillness of winter. It is an act of wise retreat. Similar to meditation, when consciousness turns inward instead of outward. During winter, the tree appears to sleep. In truth, its core remains active. The flow of sap slows, cellular activity decreases. The tree enters a state of deep energy conservation. This is both a biological and a conscious process of preserving life. Even when frost covers its branches and some outer tissues freeze, the inner core is protected by natural anti-freeze mechanisms, adjustments in sugars and compounds that prevent cellular damage. The tree does not passively endure winter. It actively sustains its living center. This principle offers a profound lesson for humans. Survival does not depend on constant growth, but on knowing when to grow and when to withdraw, when to extend leaves toward the light and when to release them, when to expand outward and when to anchor deeply in one's roots. Tree communication does not occur only underground. It also happens through the air. Trees release subtle chemical signals that influence insects, neighboring plants, and microorganisms. A forest is therefore a dynamic symphony of information exchange, a continuous conversation without words, yet executed with remarkable precision. When a tree weakens or begins to die, it often remains connected to the root and fungal network for a long time. Through this connection, its nutrients are gradually returned to the forest. The death of a tree is not an ending, but a transformation, a return of its energy to the shared body of the woodland. In this way, the continuity of nature's consciousness is preserved. Nothing is lost, only changed in form. If we could see a forest from the perspective of consciousness, we would not see thousands of separate beings, but one slow, pulsing organism breathing in rhythms of years and decades. Every new sapling carries the memory of soil, sunlight, and generations of trees before it. This is why entering an ancient forest often brings a deep sense of calm. We have stepped into a field where time moves more slowly and consciousness feels steadier than human thought. Trees give us oxygen, shade, and ecological stability. Yet their greatest gift is a quiet reminder. True strength lies not in speed, but in rootedness. Not in noise, but in presence. And when a human being learns to stand still, even for a moment, like a tree, they begin to sense what the forest has always known, that life is not a struggle for survival, but a continuous cycle of exchange, support, and renewal.